Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know, I sell a product that I make called an Immacuwasher, which is just a pump and some bendable arms or spraying water on comic books. And I don't sell very many of them. They're not very popular because it's a delicate operation because I recommend removing the cover of the book, washing it, drying it in Immacudryer, which presses it flat, and then returning the cover to the surface. It's a delicate operation for seasoned artisans, I'll say. Someone asked me recently, hey, can I just leave the cover on the book and just a little stain at the end of a book and kind of clean it off that way and use it? And I said, well, I don't really recommend it because I think it'll leave a water line or a tide line behind, or it could anyway. And then it got me thinking, well, does it really? I hadn't actually seen this before, so I thought I would try it. And I tried it with this book here. It's Amazing Spider-Man 204. And this book looks pretty good now. It did not look really good before. It was wrinkly and dirty, and it's a book I've had since my childhood, and it was not cared for well. I don't even know how it got the stain. I have other copies of the book, but I knew this had a stain on the front and the back, and I thought I would try to remove it and see how bad is this tile. Am I really telling the truth? Is it always bad? I just imagined that it would be, but it ended up not being the case. And I'll show you some before and after pictures here in a moment. Here's the, first of all, here's what the Immacuwasher looks like. I'll show you that image. Just to get some context, and I'll put a link to it in the description below. And here's what I did on the front. You can see that there's a stain on the front before and the stain after. And there's a similar one on the back of the book in the same area really too. And here's the before, and here's the after picture of that. So it did come off. Now I'll also show you whether it left any tide lines or not in the rest of the remaining video. So if you want to hang out and watch me do it, I just show one side. They're the same. I just show you the back, but the front and the back were done identically. And then I show how far the water creeps up, because it's hard to mask the water from just the edge area where you want it to be. It will creep up. And in this case, I really didn't have that much of a problem. And I did leave the cover on the book, and it does look better. It looks brighter on the front one. The yellow area looks brighter in the image, which is strange because I took it in a light box intentionally, trying to keep the light the same, but it looks more yellow in there afterwards. I'm not sure why. So anyway, you can watch along the video, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, take care. See you. Bye-bye. This is 1 milliliter of Immacuclean and 5 liters of tap DI water. I have warm tap DI water plumbed here. I'm wrapping the rear cover of this book around a comic book board in a poly bag. And I'm just clamping it to my washing board with a pair of clamps and another piece of lucite across it to partially shield the remainder of the book to prevent water from climbing up the book here, as you'll see in a moment. Now here it is mounted in the Immacuwasher. It's shielded, cover is still on, and I turn on the solution, and I'll have to angle it to spray directly on that spot. And I'll do this for as long as it takes, but usually around 8 or 10 minutes. And then we will check and see how it looks later. All right, it's pretty wet. Let's see how far the water has creeped up inside the book and if we have any tide lines left over. I can see the water's creeped up pretty far actually already, but let's check it out and have a closer inspection. You can see here the water made it quite a bit up the back of the book around the shield here, maybe 1/5 of the way up the book on both sides, maybe a little further on the right, maybe 1/4 of the way here. Here's the front of the book. It was wet about the same distance up. This is where the stain was, and it was wet till about this area here. I don't really see any tide lines in this particular book. Here's the back, and you can see in the video where the water came up on this book. And really, I don't see much. It needs some more cleaning, clearly, but the stain itself, I don't really see it anymore. You can see this area is really quite clean. I think it's good. I think I'm pleasantly surprised that this can work in some cases, and it's a lot easier. As a review, here are both the front and the rear stained areas, before and after cleaning with a little bit of Immacuclean and the Immacuwasher. Can be done with leaving the cover on, and it's not as harmful as I suspected it might be, although I suspect in many other cases you might get a different result, but it is possible. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you later. Bye-bye.